Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. In March, both the House and Senate introduced legislation that would end the practice of workers privately voting and choosing whether or not to unionize. And joining us to talk about the Employee Free Choice Act is the chairman of the Long Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, Blake Christian. Nice to have you with us, sir.
Good to see you, Tracy.
Will you walk through us really quickly now? What is the process currently like so we can understand the difference between the two?
Right. Well, currently the National Labor Relations Board has procedures that allows union efforts to come into a workplace, inform employees of their rights in a union context, and basically recruit them to be a union shop. And likewise, the employer is given some equal time to educate the employees about the pros and cons of unionizing.
And then you have a card, right? And then you get to privately vote on your card what your choice is.
Correct. You sign that card and say whether you want to be in the union or not.
Okay, but that's done in private.
Correct.
Okay. What is the legislation that's been proposed that's both in the House and the Senate? And I did notice that President Obama has recently said that we need to level the playing field for workers and the unions. We cannot have a strong middle class without a strong labor movement. So he has signified his support of this legislation.
That's correct. And fortunately, it was stalled a little bit, but now it's rolling along. And the new HR 800, which was actually introduced back in 2007, would basically shortcut the process for the unions. And once the signature cards reached 50% plus one, that employer would automatically become a union shop and would, and
that can be done without the employer having any knowledge that this is taking place?
That's correct. This could be all done kind of under the radar. And
would the cards be public for everybody else? Like, let's say we all had cards, would we see each other's cards?
That's correct. And so both, and it cuts both ways. If the employer would have knowledge, and so if the union effort failed, there could be retaliation against the people that voted union. And if they ended up getting the union shop, the people that didn't vote for the union would be known to everybody. And so it's a very awkward, and in our view, and in the view of the U.S. Chamber and the Cal Chamber, it's a very undemocratic process. And even when you talk to, we have people like Charlie Rangel and Senator Feinstein in California actually have recently come out against this, knowing that it's it's a little bit undemocratic.
Right. Give me an idea of, we never know 100% for sure, but what do we believe, what kind of an effect this might have for both workers? We're in a very tough economy right now, and how also it might affect the business community.
Right. Well, again, it's, we're not anti-union, but we do feel that the ability to vote privately is a very important American, fundamental right, and that people will vote differently if it's public versus private. And so, we think that that'll have a little bit of a chilling effect on employer-employee relationships. And we also, think that it will reduce hiring in the long run, because it will cost more to have a union operation than a non-union operation. There's just no doubt about it. And if in doubt, in this economy, an employer is not going to hire that next employee if they think there's going to be some baggage that comes along with it.
An extra cost attributed with doing business in that fashion.
That's correct.
Well, this was just introduced in March, so it obviously has to go through both houses and conference committees, so there's a lot of time. We'd like to have you back to talk to us as we start to see this actually move through the process. Thanks for your time.
That'd be great. Thank you.
For Charter Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young.